The series begins with a high school student named Kinosita Maru. At that time, when she walks down the school hallway, all the other students get scared and run away from her. It's because they think she looks scary, and they've even given her a nickname, Poisonous Mushroom. Sadly, because Maru isn't very good at making friends, she doesn't have any friends at school. But when she's at home, Maru is a much happier person. She enjoys watching her favorite idol group on TV because secretly she dreams of becoming an idol star herself. Her uncle, Kinosita Fuori, who is transgender, often visits Maru at her house to take care of her since her parents work abroad, and she lives alone. Fuori is a fashion designer, and he often encourages Maru to find a boyfriend and not stay cooped up at home all the time. But Maru just laughs at her uncle's suggestion because she thinks it's impossible for her. Fuori also advises Maru to dress up and feel more beautiful and confident. The next day, Maru's senior at school, Kamada Tenyu, is very popular and has many female students crazy about him. However, Maru, who sees him from a distance, feels like she could never get close to him, especially because she thinks he doesn't look attractive. Shortly after, Maru, who had just entered her classroom, got a big surprise. She received a love letter from one of her classmates, Ikeda Makoto. The letter invited her to meet behind the sports hall after school. When she read the letter, she was really surprised and couldn't believe that a boy from her school was interested in her. So after school, she hurried to the meeting spot. When she got there, Makoto confessed his feelings to her. Maru was touched and walked closer to him, but suddenly, she fell into a hole that Makoto and his friends had dug as a prank. They left her stuck in the hole. Maru felt embarrassed and angry with herself because she was always rejected by her friends because of her appearance. Unexpectedly, Tenyu overheard Maru expressing her frustration. He reminded her not to blame her situation and her flaws. He told her that it might be better if she tried to look more attractive so that people wouldn't look down on her. After hearing this, Maru climbed out of the trap hole and told Tenyu that she wanted to change herself to look more beautiful. When she got home, Maru started looking at pictures of celebrities on social media for inspiration. Then, she went to see Tenyu at his house and showed him the celebrity pictures. She admitted that she wasn't good at applying makeup to look like the celebrities. Surprisingly, Tenyu was good at makeup, so he helped her change her appearance. The next day, when Maru came to school, everyone was surprised to see her looking more beautiful with her long hair and makeup. When she walked into the classroom, Maru felt happy because many of her classmates were impressed by her new appearance. During the break, Maru met Makoto in the school maintenance room to thank him for inspiring her to change her look. To return the favor, she wanted to give him a massage but accidentally spilled her drink on his pants, so she quickly helped him dry his pants. After that, she slyly hung Makoto's pants on the notice board, and all the students gathered to see them. Maru was happy about her little revenge on Makoto, but Tenyu didn't like what she did and told her so. In the evening, Maru's childhood friend Kozuki Mirai came to her house because he lived nearby. Although Maru seemed indifferent towards him, he actually had feelings for her for a long time, but he was too shy to express them. Fuori, who noticed Maru's transformation into a more beautiful person, felt happy and thought that she might be in love. A few days later at school, Maru asked Tenyu to give her advice about romantic relationships because she didn't want to seem too inexperienced around boys. After much begging, Tenyu agreed to help her, but only if she brought him food every day. Maru didn't mind the deal. When Ayano and Neko walked through the classroom, the boys paid a lot of attention to them because Ayano was known as a popular and beautiful girl. Later in the bathroom, Ayano and Neko were talking about a blind date they were going on, but they were missing one more person. Suddenly, Maru appeared from a bathroom stall and offered to join them. It turned out that Maru had overheard their conversation and wanted to join in. Ayano and Neko didn't have a choice, so they let Maru join their group. A little while later, Maru called Fuori and asked him to help her buy some nice clothes for the blind date. Fuori agreed, but when Maru was waiting for him, he couldn't make it because he had to fix clothes for a model's photoshoot. Fuori was frustrated with his work partner, who was unhelpful. So he asked Mirai to accompany Maru to go shopping instead. In the evening, Maru went to the blind date event where everyone introduced themselves. During the event, a guy named Kudo Narutero started to show interest in Maru because she seemed innocent. This made Ayano, who also liked Narutero, feel jealous and do mean things to Maru. In the bathroom, Ayano even ruined Maru's makeup, and warned her not to go after Narutaro before going back to the karaoke room with the others. Maru felt sad because her makeup got messed up, and she couldn't go back to see Narutaro. So she contacted Tenyu and asked for his help. Tenyu came and put a sign on the women's toilet, saying it was under repair to keep others out. He helped Maru fix her makeup. Meanwhile, in the karaoke room, Ayano tried to distract Narutaro, who was getting worried about Maru not coming back from the restroom. A little while later, Maru returned to the karaoke room with her makeup redone and competed with Ayano to win Narutaro's heart. After they finished singing, Maru wanted some alone time with Narutaro, so she asked him to leave with her. He grabbed her hand, and they went to a basketball training ground where Narutaro introduced his younger brother to Maru and invited her to play basketball. On another day, Maru met with Tenyu to give him some food and thank him for helping her on the blind date with Narutaro. But she couldn't contact Narutaro because she didn't have his phone number. While she was figuring out how to reach him, she ran into Ayano, who wasn't wearing makeup, and asked for Narutaro's phone number. Ayano, not wanting her secret to be exposed, gave Maru Narutaro's number and said she had changed her mind about dating him. Without delay, Maru sent a message to Narutaro to arrange to meet up on the weekend. On another occasion, Tenyu happened to see Maru outside the beauty salon where he worked part-time, and her makeup didn't look good because she was trying to learn how to do it by herself. Soon after, Tenyu invited her into the salon and helped her fix her makeup. The next day, on the school rooftop, Maru asked Tenyu to teach her how to dress nicely, and she offered to bring him lunch every day in return. Hearing that, Tenyu agreed, and when Maru got home, she started studying the dressing tips Tenyu had given her. When the weekend came, Maru was waiting for Narutaro for their date when she bumped into Tenyu, who was on his way to work part-time. There, Tenyu noticed Maru's eyelashes were a bit off, so he fixed them without realizing that Narutaro saw it happen. When Maru noticed Narutaro watching, she explained that Tenyu was her senior at school who often helped her, so there was nothing to worry about. Soon after, a neighbor of Tenyu's came to take him away, and Narutaro commented that Tenyu seemed really popular with women. He then asked Maru if she'd like to go for a walk. On another day, Ayano was at school and saw Tenyu. She accidentally bumped into him and pretended to have sprained her leg to get his attention. However, Tenyu saw through Ayano's lies and knew about the mean thing she had done to Maru during the previous blind date, so he didn't pay much attention to her. Ayano, unwilling to give up, asked Tenyu to be her boyfriend, but he turned her down, saying he liked other girls and didn't like tricky girls like her. After school, Maru and Narutaro went on a date at the shopping center. They stopped in front of a jewelry shop, and Narutaro noticed that Maru liked a beautiful star necklace. When they were at a cafe discussing their next date, Ayano suddenly showed up and said that she and Tenyu would join them. Hearing that, Maru seemed confused by Ayano's idea, but Narutaro didn't mind the double date that Ayano suggested. After they finished eating, Ayano and Maru seemed to be walking home together. On the way, Ayano asked Maru to help convince Tenyu to agree to a double date in the future. Maru agreed to that request, and then they continued their journey to Fuori's office. When they arrived at Maru's uncle's office, Ayano introduced herself to Fuori. He realized that Ayano was being insincere from her attitude. Nevertheless, Fuori was still thankful to Ayano for asking Maru on a blind date the other day. Meanwhile, Maru was busy sending messages to Tenyu along with the others, but he initially refused. The next day at school, Maru tried to persuade Tenyu by offering to bring him special food. Upon hearing this offer, Tenyu finally agreed to Maru's request. On the day of the double date, Maru, Narutaro, Ayano, and Tenyu met up at the playground. Even though Tenyu didn't seem very happy with Ayano being there, he still kept his promise to Maru to join the event. They went on a few rides and then took a break to have lunch, which Maru had brought. During lunch, Narutaro asked about the relationship between Maru and Tenyu. Maru, in her innocent way, shared how she didn't have many friends at school and how Tenyu had encouraged her to improve herself. But before she could say more, Tenyu playfully fed her a bite of food to stop her from talking, which made Narutaro even more jealous. Later on, Tenyu and Ayano went off on their own, and Tenyu still appeared distant and indifferent toward her. Meanwhile, Narutaro remained irritated by Maru's closeness to Tenyu, but Maru didn't understand why Narutaro's attitude had changed. So she asked Ayano about it and Ayano explained that Narutaro was jealous because Maru had talked too much about Tenyu in front of him. Upon hearing this, Maru clarified to Narutaro that her relationship with Tenyu was only as friends from school. Surprisingly, Narutaro apologized and walked away. On the other hand, Tenyu and Ayano headed home together until Tenyu received a call from Meihara Kazuki, which left him puzzled about why Kazuki had called him. The next day, Maru met Tenyu on the school roof and apologized because she decided to avoid meeting him from now on to prevent any misunderstandings about their relationship. Tenyu seemed to understand and didn't mind. When night came, Narutaro asked Maru to meet him to apologize for his previous behavior and to express his feelings for her. Maru, who also liked Narutaro, accepted his apology, and they officially became a couple. Then, Maru's life became more vibrant after she started dating Narutaro. She even got to meet Narutaro's family and spent time with his mother and younger brother. However, amidst this happiness, she visited Narutaro's school and saw him getting close to a beautiful girl named Tamai Rikura, who was the basketball team manager and Narutaro's childhood friend. When Narutaro introduced Rikura to her, Maru realized that Rikura was the celebrity she had used as a reference to change her style. A few days later, Maru was waiting for Narutaro for their date, but he suddenly had to cancel because his friend got injured during basketball practice, and he needed to take him to the hospital. So, Maru ended up watching a movie and dining at a restaurant alone. At that time, Tenyu, by chance, saw her eating alone and joined her. He asked her about her relationship with Narutaro, suspecting that things weren't going well. Maru reassured him that she had no issues with Narutaro and asked Tenyu to leave. On that evening, Maru sent a message to Narutaro to ask about their date plans. Unfortunately, Narutaro had to cancel once again because of his sports club's camping event. The next day, Maru was surprised to see a photo on social media showing Rikura joining Narutaro at the camping event. Knowing that, Maru felt jealous, especially because Narutaro hadn't told her that Rikura would be there too. After this incident, Maru was angry and refused to talk to Narutaro when he came to her house. Even at school, she purposely sat alone on a bridge, even though it was raining that night. Narutaro couldn't reach Maru, so he called Ayano to find out where she was, but Ayano didn't know either. Then, Narutaro tried looking for Maru in different places until he finally found her sitting alone on the bridge. He apologized for his actions, and they made up. On another day, Narutaro was seen shopping for a star necklace with Rikura for Maru's upcoming birthday. Narutaro, who had prepared a surprise gift, invited Maru to meet him on the bridge for her birthday. When the day came, Maru was on her way to meet Narutaro when she encountered Mirai, who had fainted on the road. She rushed him to the hospital and sent a message to Narutaro, explaining that she would be late. On the bridge, Narutaro received the message but felt sad when Maru didn't show up, especially after waiting for a while. Rikura, who saw Narutaro's sadness, approached him to comfort him. During this moment, she revealed her long-hidden feelings for Narutaro and even kissed him, unaware if Maru saw it all. Narutaro, realizing Maru was there, tried to explain the misunderstanding, but she ran away in tears. Meanwhile, Tenyu ran into Kazuki, the owner of the beauty salon where he used to work. Unfortunately, due to some issues, Tenyu had to leave Kazuki's salon and found another place to work. Soon after, he went to Kazuki's place to pick up a delivery from his mother, who didn't know that Tenyu had left Kazuki's salon. Back to Maru, heartbroken and upset, she tore up a piece of paper to let out her anger. Downstairs, Fuori noticed that his niece was upset when he found her gift on the floor and heard her annoyed voice from her room. After Maru received a message from Narutaro, saying he intended to come to her house, she decided to leave and ended up falling in the middle of the road. Luckily, Tenyu came and carried her home after getting a message from Ayano about Maru's problems with Narutaro. When he got home, Tenyu took care of Maru, cleaning her feet, which had gotten dirty when she fell in a hole in the street. He even stayed overnight at her house to look after her. The next morning, Maru woke up and saw Tenyu still in her room, taking care of her. She finally learned from Maru that Narutaro had kissed Rikura. Later, Narutaro came to Maru's house and was surprised to find Tenyu there. He tried to talk to Fuori to see Maru, but she refused to meet him. She locked herself in her room for several days and didn't go to school. As for Tenyu, after thinking for a while, he gathered the courage to meet with Kazuki and begged to be allowed to work at Kazuki's beauty salon again. He wanted to pursue his dream of becoming a famous makeup artist. Seeing Tenyu's determination, Kazuki accepted him back at the salon. In the afternoon, Maru invited Tenyu to attend her idol's music concert in a few days to help her forget about Narutaro. One day, Maru ran into Ayano, who was annoyed to see Maru so sad because of her broken heart. There, Ayano encouraged Maru to turn over a new leaf and become enthusiastic about finding true love again. After hearing Ayano's advice, Maru decided to change by throwing away all the photos and memories she had with Narutaro. She also went to Tenyu's new workplace to get a haircut. At school, Maru becomes the center of attention among her friends because of her recent visit to the salon, especially Ayano, who feels jealous that Maru went to Tenyu's salon before her. So after school, Ayano goes to Tenyu's salon and asks him to do her makeup. She tries to express her feelings once again, but Tenyu doesn't seem to care and disappoints her, prompting her to leave the salon. Meanwhile, Maru is at home, jotting down some of her future wishes, including finding new love and learning how to dress up. After writing everything down, she sticks the paper on her wall as a reminder. The following evening, Mirai, who is also quite popular with the schoolgirls due to his sports skills, invites Maru to chat and finally gathers the courage to express his long-held feelings for her. At that time, Maru is surprised and quickly leaves in front of Mirai, thinking he had always been indifferent to her. Secretly, Mirai's confession makes Maru happy because he fits her criteria. The next day, Maru still feels affected by Mirai's love confession. During class, she realizes that he had always been paying attention to her, which makes her feel embarrassed. A little later, during break time, Ayano approaches Maru and asks her to volunteer for the upcoming school festival. Since Maru doesn't have any other plans, she agrees. As the homeroom teacher discusses the school festival preparations in class, surprisingly, Mirai also volunteers along with Maru. From then on, the two of them become closer as they were together on various festival preparations. One night, Fuori, who couldn't go home and take care of Maru, asked for Mirai's help to accompany her because he was worried about his niece's safety, especially with the increasing crime rates at night. Mirai came to Maru's house, creating an awkward atmosphere. However, he tried to lighten the mood by explaining that he had confessed his feelings to her because he didn't want to keep hiding his attraction towards Maru. Maru remained silent and felt embarrassed by what Mirai said. On another day, Maru had just finished shopping after school and accidentally ran into Narutaro. She tried to avoid him, but ended up falling and getting injured. When Narutaro offered to help, Maru declined and asked him to give her a handkerchief instead before walking away. Some time later, Maru met Tenyu and shared with him about her encounter with Narutaro and how she had become close to Mirai recently. She expressed her dilemma, torn between her feelings for two guys who liked her. There, Tenyu assured her that he would support whatever decision she made. That evening, she also talked to Fuori about her romantic troubles, and Fuori encouraged her to consider being with Mirai, someone they had known for a long time. Following her uncle's advice, the next day, Maru went to Narutaro's school to return his handkerchief. However, she had second thoughts and decided to leave after seeing Rikara at the school. While on the bridge, Maru finally ran into Narutaro and returned his handkerchief. At that moment, Narutaro tried to apologize and hold her back, saying he was sorry for hurting her. But Maru, who had moved on from Narutaro, chose to walk away and leave him behind. On the day of the annual school festival, Tenyu met Ayano and invited her to chat in the classroom. She apologized to Tenyu for pushing her feelings on him too hard, while Tenyu explained that he couldn't be Ayano's boyfriend because he was still waiting for someone from his past whom he wanted to marry. Meanwhile, on the school roof, Maru met Mirai and expressed her desire to be his girlfriend. Mirai seemed happy about it, and they officially became a couple. Just as Mirai was about to kiss Maru, she suddenly pulled away, remembering the painful memory of Narutaro kissing Rikara. On another occasion, Narutaro came to Maru's school and asked her to be his girlfriend again. She declined and Narutaro forcibly hugged and kissed her. Maru was shocked, and Mirai witnessed the whole scene, getting angry with Narutaro. He also asked Maru to explain what had happened between her and Narutaro. Feeling uncomfortable, Maru chose to leave the classroom, and Tenyu, who saw her running away, followed her. In the school garden, Maru, who was with Tenyu, was seen in tears while expressing her confusion about her feelings for Mirai and Narutaro. Tenyu tried to comfort her and assured her that he would support whatever decision she made, promising to be there for her. Hearing Tenyu's words, Maru began to feel more at ease and managed to smile again. On a different note, Fuori met with Kazuki to discuss their plan for a fashion show featuring high school student models. Fuori was inspired to create this event after witnessing Maru's transformation from a shy, geeky girl into a confident and beautiful one. As for Maru, she met with Mirai and apologized for hurting his feelings. She felt that she didn't deserve him and decided to end their romantic relationship. That evening, she also spoke with Narutaro, asking him not to expect a romantic relationship with her anymore, especially since she was still hurt by what had happened between him and Rikara. Narutaro accepted her decision and hoped they could remain good friends. On another occasion, Tenyu asked for Maru's help in meeting someone, and she gladly agreed to assist him. During their conversation, Maru mentioned her choice not to pick between Mirai and Narutaro as her boyfriend. Tenyu praised her for handling her love problems with maturity. Shortly after that, they encountered a beautiful girl named Yuzu, a famous high school model. Tenyu intentionally introduced Maru as his girlfriend in front of Yuzu to discourage her pursuit of him. Upon hearing Tenyu's words, Yuzu decided to leave, realizing she had no chance with Tenyu anymore. The following day at school, Ayano felt annoyed when she saw a picture of Yuzu on social media appearing close to Tenyu. Maru, who saw Ayano's reaction, explained that Tenyu had turned down Yuzu's confession of love and had asked her to stop pursuing him. At that time, Ayano felt relieved hearing Maru's explanation and mentioned that Tenyu was not interested in dating any girl because he was still waiting for someone from his past. He had closed his heart to others. In the evening, Fuori, who was at Maru's house, appeared frustrated due to problems with his upcoming fashion event. Maru and Ayano, knowing about the issue, offered to help him. Meanwhile, Tenyu was flipping through a fashion magazine when he was surprised to see the name Toritani Momo, the photographer for a photo shoot featured in the magazine. Returning to Maru, she felt worried about what Ayano had mentioned regarding Tenyu, who seemed to be waiting for someone from his past, and how he had always helped her without sharing his own problems. The next day, Maru decided to offer food to Tenyu, hoping he would open up about his love troubles. However, before Tenyu could speak, he received a phone call from Fuori, who was facing difficulties finding a model for his fashion show. Tenyu quickly informed Maru about Fuori's problem, and they rushed to her uncle's office. Maru tried to reassure her uncle by promising to assist him. While walking through the school hallway, Maru brainstormed ways to find a model for the fashion show. She noticed a beautiful female student from her school and got the idea to search for a student model among her peers that would fit the theme of Fuori's fashion show. Maru called Tenyu to share her plan, and they decided to start searching for a model among their fellow students. Hearing that, Tenyu agreed with Maru's idea, and she began observing her schoolmates to find potential models. Maru even distributed flyers on the street, looking for interested students. Soon after, a woman who saw the flyer and was intrigued by the event approached Maru and introduced herself as Momo, a photographer. On another occasion, Ayano also assisted Maru in finding models through her social media connections. Once they had gathered the models for the fashion show, Maru and Ayano invited them to meet Fuori, who was thrilled with his niece's hard work. Surprisingly, Yuzu also attended the meeting, which surprised both Maru and Ayano. Yuzu explained that she was no longer pursuing Tenyu and was now trying to win Mirai's heart. Afterward, Maru and Ayano helped the models practice their runway walks for the upcoming fashion show. On the day of the fashion show, Maru and Ayano were concerned when they learned that some models couldn't make it, so they decided to step in and replace them. Meanwhile, Momo, the photographer, was at the event venue and unexpectedly ran into Tenyu, which made him feel uncomfortable, so he walked away. Shortly after, Maru hurried to approach Tenyu to find out what had happened, but he remained silent and didn't share the truth, even as he helped Maru prepare for her performance. With all the preparations in place, Fuori's fashion show finally began, featuring the models showcasing Fuori's clothing designs. The event was being broadcast online and many teenagers were excited to watch. When it was Maru and Ayano's turn to take the stage, they walked confidently, while Momo captured the moments on camera. Meanwhile, Tenyu, who was below the stage, couldn't help but keep glancing at Momo as she worked. After the fashion show concluded, Fuori took the stage to express his gratitude to everyone who had contributed to the event, and hoped that his creations would boost young people's confidence. On his way home, Tenyu bumped into Momo and had a brief chat. Maru and Ayano, who happened to witness their closeness, grew more curious about Tenyu's relationship with Momo. In the evening, Fuori, back at home, expressed his pride in Maru, who had gained confidence performing in front of a large audience. Maru was delighted by her uncle's praise. The following day, Momo was spotted at Kazuki's photo studio, where she was taking pictures of several models. Tenyu, working as a makeup artist there, continued to secretly observe Momo. There, Kazuki eventually noticed and informed Tenyu that Momo had divorced her husband abroad and returned to Japan. Hearing this, Tenyu was reminded of the past when he had just started working at Kazuki's salon. He had been attracted to Momo's strong and responsible personality. They had grown closer, especially during a difficult period when Momo was having problems with her husband. Tenyu, who had feelings for her, used to visit her house to offer support and comfort. Back in the day, Tenyu advised Momo to leave her husband, who never made her happy. Despite his warning, Momo chose to move to Paris with her husband a few days later. Tenyu received the news and rushed to her house on a rainy day. Unfortunately, he couldn't meet her as she had already flown abroad, leaving only an apologetic message behind. Even though it has been a long time since their separation, Tenyu can't forget her, as she was his first love. Meanwhile, Maru and Ayano decided to investigate the relationship between Tenyu and Momo to help him mend things with her. Surprisingly, Maru wasn't very enthusiastic about discussing Tenyu. When she got home, she found herself thinking about him and, without realizing it, feeling jealous of Tenyu's closeness to Momo. The next day, Maru and Ayano secretly followed Momo and Tenyu as they went out together to find out what was happening between them. They ended up at Aqua World, where Momo apologized to Tenyu for leaving without saying goodbye and for not keeping in touch. She confessed that she had realized her husband wasn't a good man, as Tenyu had warned her, and she had decided to return to Japan to try to mend things with him. Tearfully, Momo admitted that she still loved Tenyu, who comforted her. From a distance, Maru watched in silence as Tenyu showed care and attention to Momo, and she couldn't help feeling jealous. Ayano, who noticed this, suspected that Maru had fallen in love with Tenyu. When they left the aquarium, Ayano confronted Maru about her feelings and asked her to compete fairly for Tenyu's heart. Meanwhile, while Momo was in the car on her way home, she asked Tenyu about his response to her confession of love, which she was eagerly awaiting until the weekend. After Tenyu dropped Momo off at her place, he arranged to meet Maru, because he had noticed she had been following him since the morning. They met in a park, where Tenyu shared the details of his encounter with Momo and the reason for her divorce, which was her desire to be with him. He also expressed his readiness to accept Maru's feelings, as he had waited for her patiently, and turned down many other women. Maru listened quietly to everything Tenyu said and tried to appear composed in front of him. The next day at school, Maru shared the whole story of her conversation with Tenyu the previous night, which left Ayano frustrated as she felt Tenyu was going back to Momo, who had once left him. After school, Maru went to visit Momo to ask about her relationship with Tenyu. There, Momo admitted that initially, she had wanted to keep her distance from Tenyu due to her guilt about leaving him in the past. However, she couldn't do so because she had recently realized that she truly loved him, even though there was a significant age gap between them. Maru remained silent, not wanting to interfere with the bond between two people in love. On another occasion, Ayano, disguised as a food delivery person, visited the place where Momo worked and secretly took her phone. She sent a message to Tenyu, hoping he would forget about Momo, who she viewed as someone who had betrayed him in the past. Tenyu was shocked when he read the message, as Momo had previously confessed her love for him. After Ayano met Maru at a cafe, she confessed to her all the actions she had taken to prevent Tenyu from rekindling his relationship with Momo. Maru didn't approve of what Ayano had done and quickly left to inform Tenyu about the message he had received. Maru explained to Tenyu that the message supposedly sent by Momo was actually from Ayano, who had taken Momo's phone without her knowledge. She urged Tenyu to reconsider his decision to reconcile with Momo, because she didn't want to see him hurt again. Before parting ways, Tenyu thanked Maru for her concern but informed her that he still intended to meet with Momo to discuss their relationship. After Tenyu left, Maru silently cried and tried to let go of the man she had always loved. On another occasion, Ayano was upset with Maru for foiling her plan to prevent Tenyu from getting back together with Momo. She was also annoyed that Maru seemed to be pretending to be fine with Tenyu and Momo's relationship, even though she knew that Maru's heart was hurting. A little later, Tenyu met with Maru to tell her that he had turned down Momo's love. During their conversation, Maru unintentionally confessed that she loved him. Tenyu responded that he was happy to know she loved him, but could only think of her as a little sister. Disheartened by his words, Maru decided to leave, asking him to forget her previous confession. After that incident, Maru became gloomy and tried to stay occupied with various activities to forget about Tenyu. Meanwhile, Ayano once again expressed her love for Tenyu, but he turned her down, leading her to accuse him of selfishness and not considering Maru's genuine feelings for him. Maru confided in her uncle Fuoriti about her love troubles, and he encouraged his niece to follow his heart. As Tenyu prepared to leave for New York, he couldn't help but imagine Maru's face. At the same time, Maru met Ayano and told her that she planned to confess her true feelings to Tenyu. Ayano was delighted to see Maru's determination in pursuing her love for the man she cared about. However, while Maru was behind the school building, she unexpectedly fell into a pitfall trap. Soon after, Tenyu arrived to help her, revealing that he had purposely set up the trap to reminisce about their first meeting. After assisting her, Tenyu honestly confessed his love to Maru and asked her to be his girlfriend. Overjoyed, Maru tearfully accepted, believing that Tenyu shared the same feelings. Fast forwards 1 year, Ayano has become a beauty influencer, while Maru waits at the airport for Tenyu to return from New York. After some time, she is finally reunited with Tenyu, who embraces her warmly. The series ends. The moral lesson from this series is don't dig holes for others, or you might end up falling into one yourself, and always be true to your feelings, even if it means setting a trap for love.